Hello, everybody. So good to see you, pop culture curator here. I hope everybody's having a wonderful week. So far, that is, since we are just now starting it today. I hope you rode out most of those storms wherever you're at. Hope your family's doing well. Hope you're not too hot, not too cold. And I wanted to first say hello to my amazing friends on the panel. And I guess I'll go clockwise. Gorilla's random thoughts. How are you doing, sir?
Well, they're finally getting rid of the dikes, so I guess that's good. Even though
Oh,
it's supposed to rain all week here again,
oh, I was
looks
going to
like
say,
we're
why
gonna
would they
run.
do?
Yeah, but the water's gone down substantially there. Looks like like for black, like they're gonna be opening up the highway here finally in
Great.
after tomorrow. And I seen Blackbridge there road there. They're gonna have to redo that entire road, but like 2 miles of that was underwater.
Oh, well, I'm glad they're
So,
getting that taken care of.
well, it's not gonna be a high priority. I can tell you that right now.
Not or will,
Not me. It's just
because,
like there's like five people that live on that road that
oh,
follows
okay,
the river, and so
yeah.
it's not gonna be a high priority. And
Oh, so,
only like two of them got displaced there.
oh, it makes sense. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, right?
Uh, yeah, yeah. It's just it's a gravel road, and so the other three people who live on the road can go around to
Oh,
the other
okay, well, that's good.
where it comes out. So
And if I may ask, PvP, Pleasant Valley Picker, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad, Pop. Not too bad. Not much going on. I haven't got as much done as I should, but that's what I do on weekends sometimes. So, nothing much actually interesting going on. I gotta say, it's been one of those weekends where just kind of, taking it easy and
Great,
celebrating Canada Day a little too much. But other
that's
than that,
great.
nothing much to report.
I guess we'll all have a Independence coming up here soon to celebrate, right?
Yeah, like Thursday, it's the fourth, right? So, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, our national holidays are not too many days apart. So
No,
that's
they're
cool.
not. Lots of alcohol will be sold and consumed.
Oh, geez, yeah, a little too much at times, but oh well.
don't worry, I'll
Um,
still have all eight of my digits.
You don't have
okay.
it? Okay, well, that's always a start. That's how you
Oh
can
boy.
tell. That's how you can tell when someone works in a factory when they're missing digits. And Jill's had to step away to help her younglings temporarily, but I'm going to say hello to her and I'll introduce her when she comes back, I promise. Can't do without introducing our good friend Jill. And Gorilla, my good friend. Do you think you could possibly help me with the chat tonight?
Oh, you're asking an awful lot of me, but I suppose I can. And first in the chat, we got Scurvy. He goes, "Hi, Pop."
Hello, Lemon Pie. Big hugs. Good to see you.
Yeah, and welcome DJ Played Ice, and he's pointing the finger at Scurvy. So apparently, it's all Scurvy's fault.
Hey, hello, DJ. Good to see you. Hope you're doing
Then
well.
Scurvy says hi to everybody else here.
All right. I love it when
Not
everybody's saying hello to each other.
yeah, and DJ is saying hi, waving at you, and
Hi,
hey
hello.
hey yeah hey DJ. Says Scurvy. Let's see. Well, welcome the original OG and the. I'm still gonna. I'm calling you out here on this stream now. The one Gilgit Island stream that you were not allowed to miss.
Oh
You
no.
missed. You missed the one Gilgit Island stream that you were not allowed to miss. You missed it.
I know. I kind of chided him on it a little bit last night. It's too bad, but
Yeah.
hey, it's always there. in the rerun if you want to go watch. Check it out. It's on my channel. It's the episode
Yeah.
from just last Wednesday. Yeah, last Wednesday.
All right. And I don't know what that sign language for the panel. Hopefully, it's something good. And Other Grace says, "Hello, panelists." And thank you to Loons13 for subscribing.
Oh, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. You come to the right place. If you like pop culture, having fun, laughing, being entertained, and being around good friends, you've come to the right place. So good to see you.
Hey, Loons.
And DJ is going at Ulrich. He's throwing a wrench at him. Because if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Sure can.
And Ulrich says, "Hail to DJ and Scurvy."
Yep, sure can.
Scurvy says, "Hail to Ulrich." And Edge of Time, he says, "Greetings from the Edge of Time. Welcome, Edge of Time." Oh,
Hello.
And Scurvy's
Okay.
waving at Edge of Time.
Hello.
Are we done with the chat?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool.
Edge of Time says, "Leave no stone unstoned." I always say.
Or in this episode, leave no stone unthrown.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
and welcome to Scotty R37. And he's saying, "Congratulations."
Happy
Hi,
Canada Day,
Scotty.
Scotty.
Hello, Scotty.
Canada
Yeah.
Day.
Hello, yeah. Congratulations, Scotty. Happy Canada Day.
Yeah. And now DJ is pointing the finger at Edge of Time. Sorry, I wanted to be at the Spider stream, but I couldn't make it.
Hey,
I just
Oily
gotta
Greg,
give you
sorry
credit.
you missed it. That was quite a party.
It was
Oh,
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have to give you crap for that because out of all of them that you missed, that you could have missed, it's the only one you missed so far, I think. Screw says Scotty,
Lemon.
Scurvy,
Scotty.
and Suzanne liked, voted, saying hello. Can't stay. Hello, panel.
Oh, well, I'm
Well,
glad you could visit.
well,
Suzanne.
have a good night, Suzanne.
Yeah, at least you were able to stop by.
Yeah,
my
good night, Suzanne.
And Scurvy's waving at Suzanne. And when I use the point for it's to acknowledge each person. When I use the wrench, I'm acknowledging a mod. I don't know well or at maybe at all. Oh,
That's
I'll try that term. And welcome,
Yeah.
Stormy Weather.
Hello, stormy weather.
Stormy weather.
Hi, Stormy.
High on the seas.
Hey, Stormy.
I don't know. I'm just picking up singing songs here.
Yeah, we had Stormy on before. I don't remember Stormy, but maybe they've been here. I'm not sure.
I'm
I
not
don't
sure, but
believe-
my brain's a fog today.
I think I recognize the name, actually.
Oh, you know that weather has been coming in, so it makes sense.
Yes, and I recognize the avatar. I wonder if one of our friends may have changed their name recently.
I
All right.
don't
Yeah.
know.
And Scotty says, "Susanna, she's all that I want in the world." There and let's see. Sky says, "DJ." PvB says, "Hi guys." And Stormy Weather is DJ's waving at Stormy. That's all the
Very
chats.
cool. All right, thank you. Now, to make sure, I want to remind everybody, I want to say hello and welcome to my fellow panelists, Antiderivative Jill. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. Just back from a long time away. Some of it was some of it was for a family vacation. Some of it was for YouTube family stuff too. But
Somber.
yeah, right. Yeah, but it was good to meet. I'll be right back.
Red alert, red alert, red alert.
Oh, you're just a sec. Just a sec.
Oh, boy.
Do I even have that in my library? Perfect. Thank you, Gorilla.
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering, it's because I'm having trouble clearing my throat tonight. It's because I had not covered TOS on my show, the original series of Star Trek. We have covered the animated series, so that's the red alert for the animated series. And now I have to ask, I'm dying to know. Bear with me, guys. I know it's Lost in Space, but last night Gorilla was lost at the drive-in, and how'd that go?
It was going good until my kid decided he wanted something from the concession stand, and we had to sit in line for like 20 minutes.
Oh, was it worth it? The first of all, well, that's a hold on. It's a loaded question. What item did you have to get? Popcorn?
He wanted a snow cone and a walkie taco, and I decided to get some cheese balls. This concession stand was like they had a lot of regular food on there, and they might be taking me up on my suggestion there because I'm gonna go again. Maybe not take the kid, but I'll go again. but he
Whose
but
suggestion?
my suggestion, I told him, well, since you already got fries and cheese curds, you might as well just get a small thing of gravy and do poutine. Because no one around
Yeah,
here does that.
yeah, you're right about that.
So
Yeah,
you think poutine's well known in your part of the world there, Gorilla, is it?
No, it's not really well known, but it's one of those, it'll pique people's curiosity. And not only that, that nobody around here makes it.
Oh, well, might be a seller then. You never know. It could be
it's
good.
even more. Yeah,
Or
it's even more of a rarity here.
yeah, or it might be, or there might be a reason nobody does poutine around here. One of the two.
Yeah, well, you never know if they try it out. Maybe they'll get some sales. That could be
Well,
good.
my biggest wonder is the type of gravy. What kind of gravy is it?
Well, the one that I had brown gravy on it.
Well, I know I've heard that, but that covers a lot of different kinds of gravy. It could be
Well,
beef. It could be different au jus sauce kind of thing.
I think it's more like an au jus gravy. But
Au
this was
jus.
up at, but this was also at the House of Laughs too. So I'm not
Okay.
exactly. That's in the Mall of America, so it's probably au jus gravy.
You might want to next time. Uh, your options for the concession stand at a drive-in is to get to the movie early, where you have to. First of all, you want to get there early for a good parking spot right in the center up front, of course, and then that way park your car. And this is before the movie starts. That's where you go and get all your concessions while you're waiting for the movie to start. Now, if you wait, and then let's say the first movie starts, and you get to, let's say, Act Two of the first movie, where all the action's kicking in and it's getting really good. That's when you do not want to go. Do not go to the concession concession stand. And the third, the last rule is during the second movie. You can go anytime during the first half of the movie, but they're going to close it. After that, they close it. They tend to close it early during the second movie. What time did you go, Gorilla?
Well, we only stayed for one movie there, and
Oh,
it was already
oh,
getting to be 11 o'clock, and the kid was falling asleep, and he didn't want. And really, I thought we only paid for one movie.
no, they're always double feature. I've told you that.
Yeah, once you
Which
pay to get through the gate, I mean, you could watch all the movies they're showing that night, Gorilla.
it's usually two.
Yeah. Well, we only stayed for the one I thought I paid for,
Hmm.
but I learned. But it was also getting really late out, and the kid wanted to go home.
Uh,
Probably best
I
not to take the
never.
kids.
Yeah.
I
Well,
guarantee you.
the first movie was Inside Out 2, which is the one we wanted to see, and then the
Uh-huh.
second movie was If It, which I'm not even sure if I want to watch that one.
Okay.
I have to admit, I never once ever in my entire lifetime going to drive this movie ever said I want to go home. I
My
tried it
favorite.
during Lady in the Tramp, but it didn't work.
Yeah, my favorite ones are when they'll do like a 4-movie marathon night, and they'll start around 10 o'clock in the evening, just as it's starting to get dark or
Yeah,
whatever, and then they'll go to like 4 in the morning, five in the morning, well, depending on how long the
those
movies
are
are, of
the
course.
those are the exception. That's like those.
Yeah.
That's like saying, um, go to a walk-in movie and you're paying to see two movies. They're the exception to the rule. But normally, drive-in is two movies. Your first feature and your second feature. Were you at least there? Did you get there at least in time for the movie to start, Gorilla, and not miss any?
We didn't miss any there at the beginning. We showed up like 20 minutes early.
Mm.
Perfect. Did they have a play set out front, a gymnasium?
No, we said we had our spot saved, and Angie
No, no,
brought
no,
yard games.
no. That's not what I asked. So they didn't have like a swing set out front.
I think there's something there, but I can't remember. But Angie brought games for the kids to play.
No, that's fine. I was just wondering because some drive-ins back in the day used to have a PvP. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, they used to have like a little playground area for the kiddies to run around in. Just fairly close up to the screen, I think it was back in the day. Yeah, be like swings and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, swings, a little merry go around,
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
something like
stuff.
that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you did not have that, is that right, Gorilla?
I think there might be something there.
Or you didn't
There, I
notice?
think there's like yeah, I can't remember if there is.
I need to look up that drive-in on the internet. There's probably pictures. But anyway, thank you for your review. I thought you were going to do a stream. We were doing a stream last night, and then you said going live in 20 minutes. I was like, oh, I guess he's
No,
gonna do. I guess he's gonna do a drive-in stream. So I
no,
told everybody, okay, everybody, let's go over to Gorillas.
I posted that at 5:40 for
Right, my
DS9.
right, my stream started at 6.
Oh, I'm talking Central Time. I start at 5:40 Central Time. I posted
Wait
it.
a minute, we're talking about Saturday night.
Yeah, I did DS9 on Saturday at about
I don't,
5:40.
I don't know.
I
All I
was
know
wondering
is,
why you ended so early.
yeah, I'm saying Gorilla. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not crazy. Ask everybody here. I had just gotten started on my rumblings from the lab. I only did about an hour, and then you announced that you were doing a stream. Is that correct, guys?
I'm looking at the timestamp here because I'm pretty sure I put it. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
I'd have to take another look. Gosh, I can't remember exact time now. When I
Yeah,
think
it's
about
correct because somebody even said,
it.
were you cutting the stream off early?" I said, "Yeah, Gorilla just announced he's doing a stream," and then somebody came back and said, "Yeah, it looks like he's doing a stream."
um, I'm looking here because I
Maybe
swore
it
I
was a
said that.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, well, I set the first experience at the drive-in at 9:44. Going live in 20 at 5:41 Central Time. Going live in 20 at 5:41 Central Time.
Right, which is right in the middle of my stream.
No, you're in Pacific Time, so it would have been three.
Gorilla, that's 7:41 my time.
No, no, you're 2 hours behind me.
Yeah, it was 7:41 when I told everybody, "All right, we got to go, everybody. I'll see you later." 9:41 your time.
No, I did this at 5:41 my time.
Never mind. It's no big deal. It's
I
nothing.
I'm looking at it right now on the stream posting thing.
I know. So what time, your time, did you post when you said going live at the drive-in?
5:41, which would have been 3:41 your time, yours and PvP's time. But I
I don't
posted a
know
thing
because
at the drive-in.
other people even came on and said the same thing. But I don't know.
No, at
That's
9:44 I posted a picture of first
that's
experience
okay.
at a drive-in. But anyhow, let's get to Lost in Space here.
Yes, we are ready. Is there anything anybody wants to add before we get started?
Nothing here.
Okay. So once again, I'm assuming that PvP you've seen it, and Gorilla and Jill also. Hopefully you were able to check it out
For
this week,
sure.
correct?
Oh yeah, I just watched it like a hour and a half ago, Pop. So yeah, I just watched it recently.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready for the Jupiter 2 to finally leave the planet.
And this
Finally
was
leave the planet.
Your
yeah,
hopes
and
were
this is
sky high,
Johnson.
were they, Jill?
Yeah,
Where?
and this is
Especially with those cute little jumpers everybody was wearing. I was ready
yeah,
ready to go.
yeah. This
I
is
did
one
like
John.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
this
girl.
is one Jonathan Harris's his favorites. There, the other one being West of Mars.
Huh. Okay.
Of course, he
Well,
picks ones where he really hams it up.
he did get more to do in this episode. That's true. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
he
he
did.
gets to wear makeup and everything and Spock ears.
And play a different character, kinda. So
You mean
yeah.
that blush that he wears every week isn't enough?
I like the silver spacesuits they got back from season 1. That was kind of fun.
Yes, it was. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit from um, the synopsis. And as we all know, written by everyone's favorite Peter Packer. Story editor Anthony Wilson, directed by Don Richardson, produced by Ruben Allen with William D. Farilla. The Robinsons are just about ready to blast off from this planet when Dr. Smith and Will come upon a mysterious cave with relics of an ancient and advanced civilization. A giant alien computer there seeks to take over Dr. Smith and instill in him the evil genius of the ancient aliens. In the end, the choice comes to whether the family can take off and leave behind the now completely alien Dr. Smith. And by the way, you know how you can tell when you have a complete super genius? Because they tell you so. They never show it. They never prove it, but they'll tell you over and over and over. And now a little bit of the assessment. Like unusual, as you guys know, this can turn kind of lengthy sometimes. So I am going to abbreviate it and just give you little bits and snips and pieces here and there. Assessment, true story. A nun was trying to come to terms with a friend who was an alcoholic. She did not see how much drink, smoke, and her unhealthy diet were ravaging her face and body. At 35, she looked more like 55. She asked a former addict to explain. The former addict told him that the addiction had taken over his friend's mind and was distorting all she thought, saw, and felt. When she looked in the mirror, she saw herself through the lens of memory. Her facial lines, sags, and puffiness so sadly obvious to her friends didn't register. She was only being shown what the addicted part of her mind wanted to see. So she would continue to feed the addict within what it craved. When we were watching the episode of the book, Smith's behavior reminded the author of this book of his addicted friend. Will Robinson's attempts to convince his friend Dr. Smith to get help are very reminiscent of someone trying to influence a loved one to get straight. Will tells Smith, "Can't you see what's happening to you? You begin to look like an alien." And Smith, studying himself but oblivious to any significant change, says, "I think I look rather majestic." Just a moment. Gotta clear my throat. All right. And Smith studying himself looks, "I think I look rather majestic." Smith's protestations that he's now better than ever aren't that different from the justifications of an addict in denial, are they? Sorry about my throat, guys. Similar likeness can be drawn. The Smith's eventual predicament is a result of a number of seemingly innocuous decisions, but you get the idea. Lost in Space always presented Smith's lust for wealth as an addiction where he would lose all sense and even endanger himself in the pursuit of that wealth. The best series are those with a theme. This episode is a warning against idle experimentation, against surrendering to temptation, or simply look before you leap, of course. If this advice were followed, a lot of Lost in Space stories wouldn't have been made. Cave of the Wizard showed viewers that Lost in Space was still capable of serious science fiction fantasy, even if leavened with a generous sprinkling of comedy. After several episodes in a row that were pure hokum, the series had returned to its earlier format, not the pure science fiction adventure of the early first season, but certainly the modified semi-comical sci-fi fantasy adventure of the later first year and initial second season episodes. The Cave of the Wizards demonstrates that even in the retooled format, Lost in Space can hold the interest of adults as well as children. So the script went through several rewrites. The original draft called The Three Faces of Smith was turned in on December 9th, 1966. And then we got to rewrite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, total of 7 staff revisions. The Cave of the Wizard was Peter Packer's 14th produced script for Lost in Space. His original title was The Three Faces of Smith. This particular script posed more than the usual challenges for the production team, and many compromises had to be made. Production coordinator Les Warner sent his notes to Irwin Allen on December 16th, 1966, concerning Peter Packer's first draft teleplay. He wrote, I don't know if I should read this now or until we get to that scene.
It's your discretion, I suppose, Pop, whatever you think's best.
I'll wait till we get to that scene. It's not going to make any sense. And then we're going to end up talking about it again. So no sense of talking over it. Now, let's go ahead and start with our recap from last week.
Yeah. Well, let's catch up on chats first.
Oops. Silly me. Thank you, Gorilla.
Yeah, Scotty says, you guys know the Weezer song, Suzanne.
I'm actually
I
know that
Weezer?
song, actually.
Weezer?
The band.
Yeah.
It's a band called Weezer.
Oh, I was thinking of Wheezy from Sanford and Son, but
You might have heard their, what was it, the Buddy Holly song? That's probably their biggest hit. But anyway, they're just a U.S. band.
okay.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Let's see. DJ says, if you're all that I wanted of a girl, pointing finger, you're all I need in the world.
So that's Weezer lyrics, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And welcome to Sean Carter.
Hey, Sean.
He says hello.
Hello, Sean. It's good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're well rested. I know you've been really busy lately. And I'm glad you and I were finally able to get together and talk. Now, it's got to be me, you, and Jill. So that'll be our next goal is the three of us need to find time to get together. But good to see you, Sean. And I'm going to plug his channel and give a shout out to the Sci-Fi Model Guy. So if you guys like anything, models, miniatures, Star Trek, Star Wars, I don't care what it is, check out Sean's channel. And plus, he lets people submit material from their own streams and channels. So, yeah, great guy. Okay, next, go ahead, Gorilla. Sorry.
No, that's all the chats.
Okay, then let's go ahead and see where we left off from last week's episode. Because last week, as you recall, I
Hey,
believe
the
this
ship's
is,
getting ready to go.
we are getting ready to blast off finally. Believe it or not. And I got to rely on memory for this, so I got to zoom in. So that's right. Just as getting and preparing to leave, Dr. Smith is going to harvest a little bit of samples from this rock formation. But unfortunately, he finds out that's not a good idea.
It's definitely not a good idea.
Definitely not a good idea. Good stuntman work, because I got to admit that looked like Jonathan Harris.
It really
So
did, didn't
for
it? Yeah, yeah,
it
it was
did. So
pretty
wherever
well
they
done.
got, yeah, wherever they've got the physical body.
Mm.
So I give him credit for that. I think he was 5'11", if I remember it, Jonathan Harris in real life. The robot helps him up, but he seems to be okay. Usual
Okay,
competitive self.
except that he's got amnesia.
That's right. He cannot remember who he is. Thank you, Jill.
He doesn't recognize the robot or anything. Or, yeah, he's totally got amnesia at that point.
Right. Remember, this is the 1960s, everybody. So just like quicksand, amnesia runs rampant in these TV shows.
That's a convenient plot device, I suppose. You know.
Very. The Cave of the Wizards, written by everyone's favorite Peter Packer,
Gotta love him.
and of course, the set decorated by many familiar props from past episodes.
Hmm.
Well, this might give you the impression that he's improving.
Uh,
What's true?
you'll get my review at the end of the stream.
I don't know. I think that there are a lot of problems with the episode, but it's
Oh
kind
yeah,
of interesting and creative at the very
it's
least.
well, it does go in a
That
lot
it
of different
is.
directions.
That it is.
I can't argue with Jill's point. Actually, that's true.
These draconians, they really, really love their spider webs, although we do not get to see that giant spider for Willie Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Ola Gray. Yes. Once again, you need to check out last week's Gilligan's Island. Not only do we get your favorite giant spider, but we get all of our favorite camera, guest cameos, and that's by the great Janos Prohaska. So it was good to see him back.
The amnesia is a good excuse to explain why the alien has such an influence over Smith's brain.
Yes.
I'm always just amazed that there's so many things like hidden caves with alien civilizations, like within walking distance of the Jupiter too.
Yeah, it's usually in a cave or even underground.
I know, and they've been on the planet for a while, probably at least a year at this point, pretty much, and they still haven't found these places. Which, well, I know it's lost in space. I can't being nitpicky.
Yeah.
What
Well,
do you
they
think
didn't
of the?
find it until now.
Yeah, what do you think of the creatures in this one?
The rock creatures.
Yeah,
I know I liked them. Of course, you guys know I like props and makeup and all that stuff.
I thought they were they got the job done, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, was our famous creature guy in any of these suits? I'm just curious.
Oh, that's a good question.
Dawson
Thank you, Jill.
Palmer.
Yeah, because he's always playing a creature, right?
You're right, he is. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. I watched this. I think it was Friday. I'll keep an eye out. I should know off the top of my head, but I'll know as soon as I spot him. He's got to be here somewhere.
But look, it's the leader of all the robots or something.
Right.
But now he's a draconian or something.
Right now he controls. He's a draconian who controls draconian civilization, I guess, because apparently he's controlling Dr. Smith. And he's popped up. Of course, he was also in the Space Tribunal, so a few other episodes as well.
Well, it seems like there's three different entities almost, because there's the screen with the face on it, and then there's that like that brain thing, and then there's like the big eyeball. It's like they all seem to be playing a role, right, in various parts of the episode.
Yeah, that, and then the robot tries to kill Dr. Smith.
Yeah, believe it or not, everyone.
Not really, but
I
he throws a rock
Oh,
directly at his head. It could very well kill him.
love that. That was the high point of the episode for me, was when he blinked, Smith right on the head with that rock.
Oh, but there was a weird cartoon sound effect during that
I know.
moment.
It was
What was
hilarious.
that about?
I love that. It was so good.
Finally, Dr. Smith gets hit right in the face. And welcome,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift. And welcome, Daniel's Hot Topics.
Girl who likes the violence.
I did like the way they bounced it off his head, though, because, was that... They showed it from the back, though, right? So I'm not even sure if that was Jonathan Harris or his stunt double again when he got blinked in the head.
No, I bet you anything it was Jonathan Harris. I bet you it was like a weirdly shaped sponge.
Oh, that'd be styrofoam at the very least. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be harmless, of course. Yeah. That could be a sponge, actually. I never thought of that.
and as an explanation to everybody out there, we're sorry if we can't show video clips. They would be taking the chance of getting copyright warnings. So we have to show this in slide formats.
Yeah, who owns
So I
this?
do apologize for that. CBS?
Oh. I was going to
They
say
might-
Warner Brothers risk it.
Hey, Jill,
They might allow a few second clips, but I didn't get any. Yes?
did you get a clip of him getting boinked with the rock? Or
No, I'm so sorry. I didn't.
Oh.
The robot does throw a rock at Dr. Smith to reverse in an attempt to reverse his amnesia, and it works.
Amazing. Yeah. And it actually brings him back to reality.
Right, which, as all doctors recommend, that's definitely what you do in case of amnesia. Hit him on the head with a rock, and they'll be as good as new. Call me in the morning.
That's right. That's like that old joke about somebody getting kicked in the head by a donkey, and if they, kick them the second time and they're back to normal. I think I've heard that one years ago.
Yeah, all's well and done.
Yeah.
Well, it's a devil-made character and its destination doom, says Dr. Smith. So this is as the, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention the name of the book that I was reading from. Irwin Allen's Lost in Space, the authorized biography of a classic sci-fi series, Volume 2. And that's the book I've been quoting from. And as Mark Cushman said during his assessment of this episode, that was some of where it felt like to him watching an alcoholic, and they're trying to convince Dr. Smith that it's not what it is. I'm sorry, my throat's not very strong tonight, guys. I'm trying.
That's an interesting perspective, though, that I didn't think of.
Yeah, I would have never thought of that watching the episode, but that's one thing I like about the
I
book,
can see
though.
it now.
It does bring out a lot of details that are quite interesting in the book. So, yeah, I definitely.
I hadn't thought about it
that
either.
book.
I hadn't thought about it either until
Mhm.
reading the book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
but
we catch
instead
up
of
on-
alcohol, it's wealth and power.
Greed.
Yes.
Pure greed.
Can we catch up on chat?
Good idea. Thank you.
Yeah. Edge of Time says, it's times like these when I feign amnesia. And Scurry says, I used to know what amnesia is, but I forgot.
Uh-huh.
Go collect
Yeah,
yourself.
Yeah. Dr. Smith says, or Taylor Swift, welcome. He says, Pride Heart Rainbow, Philly, Pride Heart Rainbow.
It's
Philly,
okay.
Pride
It's just an emoji.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm just reading it to be that kind
Hey,
of
Maggie.
story. And Edge of Time says, I had amnesia as long as I can remember. And Daniels goes, Danger! Will Robinson, danger!
Which was only said 2
And-
times in the entire run of the series.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And welcome to Jim's Landscaping LLC, #1 comic
Hello,
book production.
Jim. Hello. I hope you're doing well and staying cool out there. I know you work outside in the sun. You just take care of yourself, buddy.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, Jim.
Yeah. And Daniel says happy. And Daniel says happy uppity Canadian Day.
That's right.
Thank you, Daniel.
Happy Canada Day.
You know what they say about amnesia? No, really. Do you know? uh, um, do I come here often? You never miss a stream there at the time. Even though you do forget to come to mine, but that's a whole different song.
That's a good one, Edge. Oh boy.
Get off my lawn. I'm
Uh-oh.
getting to that age.
Yeah, you're talking to Jim there? Oh, sorry.
All right. This ball is mine now. All right, that's all the chats.
Hush, pooches. Sorry about my dogs, guys. What do you guys got? Food and water, right? Oh, they're a little bit low. All right, I'm gonna attend to my dogs here for a moment, everybody. I'll be right back.
Okay. This part of the episode is important because this is where Smith basically asks for another ship. And so we're encountering yet another alien or technological force that can create objects of vast enormity like spaceships, but of course whatever they make is not a functioning ship. Anyway, what I'm saying is going to make more sense as we continue this review. But just remember that Smith asks for a ship here. And yeah, there's our former leader of the robot empire and now leader of the Draconians. And so I really like this alien spongy thing with the little tentacles.
Yeah, it's like a brain thing or something, right? Pulsating
like
brain thing.
It really works in this episode too.
I think it's been probably in a couple episodes before this one, hasn't it, Jill? Though, like,
sure, yeah.
kind
Well,
of
he
familiar.
was in. I think Pop was saying it was also in the episode where Smith was on trial.
Yeah, I think it might have been. And that's a while back. Gosh.
Smith on trial? No, never, not once.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, actually.
And there's things that appear and disappear, and so things are weird. So he's like, I remember this tree. This is but
he called it a sassafras tree or something, didn't he?
Yeah, sassafras.
But Will's going, well, that's not a sassafras tree.
And they notice the garden outside. This food, it tastes weird, and it's purple or blue.
Yeah, everything's weird. And then they go to the ship, of course, and it gets even weirder.
Weird ship. It's like, where is everybody? So it's like a Twilight Zone episode.
It was getting kind of like that at this point, wasn't it? It was getting very strange.
Now there's some
because the episode doesn't actually explain it to you that it's aliens creating this spaceship. But go ahead, Gorilla.
There's like a shot or so that showed that like the Jupiter 2 was only like 4 feet in diameter.
What? There's a shot in this episode?
The prop in the cave there, the Jupiter 2 appears to be 4 feet in diameter.
I must have missed that. Wow. I did not notice that. Well, it's probably the model they used when they first filmed it landing it in the early on in season 1, right? So that would kind of make sense.
Well, I'll have to look at that again. That's fascinating, Gorilla.
Yeah, I missed that. Gosh, was that just for a couple seconds, Gorilla? Like,
it must have been.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. That's cool that they used the original Jupiter 2, probably the model, when they filmed the landing scenes, back in season 1.
Well, there was no landing or takeoff scenes in this episode,
No, sadly.
unfortunately.
I know. I bet you were all anticipating. Oh, the Jupiter 2 is
Well,
finally going to fly through space.
I was hoping, but I knew that Smith might muck it up, and so he does. But I mean, I guess I'm kind of spoiling it. But here, the hatch is stuck, and then it just vanishes for no apparent reason.
Oh well, we're
More
getting
your,
through season 2,
but
so they do
but
take
wait
off
a sec.
eventually.
Moya Kitty is here. Moria? I never know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry.
Hey, welcome, Moria. Moria, like Lord of the Rings.
Moria. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, like Lord of the Rings. That does help.
Oh, hello, meow.
Meow.
Yeah, this is getting kind of creepy at this point, isn't it?
More spider webs. I don't know. Are these aliens secretly spiders? We don't ever actually. I mean, or are they the purple pointed ear people that Smith starts turning into?
I know that one person who wants it to be a spider.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely plenty of webs. And all of the computer systems are either missing or misplaced. Just
like
all over.
The door disappears, the chair disappears. It's like, I kept asking myself, why is this happening? But of course, there wasn't any real explanation.
No, there's no explanation, but the inference is that it was the aliens, the Draconians, who created it and are also making it vanish.
Took it away, yeah. Maybe they're just flexing their muscles, so to speak, showing how powerful they are, would be my guess. But I mean, it is Peter Packer's script, so I can understand why it's not explained. Oh, man.
Does he ever explain anything?
That's kind of my sarcastic point
really.
there. That's why he's not my favorite Lost in Space writer, let's put it that way. But this was kind of I guess for Peter, this is kind of a creative episode, like Jill mentioned early on.
Intriguing.
It's got lots of twists and turns. I'll give it that much.
And this one, well, they kind of go for a spooky vibe here because
yeah.
When Smith comes back up,
did your guys' mind
go to no lower deck?
Did you go to a really dark place? Like, I was thinking, if this wasn't family hour stuff, Smith could have gone to the lower deck and found the whole Robinson clan like deceased, and it could have been quite horrific, right? Really sort of really creepy stuff. But of course, we couldn't have that in Lost in Space.
That might be a little too scary for the kids, but what I imagine is that it was some kind of void of nothingness. But was it a white void or black void? I think the white void would be scarier.
Maybe they could have been like pod Robinsons or something. That would have been really creepy too.
Oh, wow. Right. Just stuffed facsimiles of the crew, because everything's fake about the ship.
Yeah.
Nothing works on it.
That would have been cool, but of course, family hour, they couldn't do it. So
hey, it's a duplicate Jupiter 2.
It reminded me kind of loosely of what's the 13th episode of TOS where Kurt Bean is aboard the Enterprise but nobody's there. It's actually empty.
Mark of Gideon.
Yes.
Oh wait, is that right?
Well, that's not the 13th.
Yeah,
that's season 3.
That's it. That's where they were. Right, you could see them on the monitors, but there was nobody there. And if they built a duplicate of the Enterprise. And what makes me remember that also is I just watched an episode of, I don't know if it's one of the fan series. It was either Star Trek, the 10 years or the other one, the two big ones. They did the same thing pretty much.
Yeah, or they could have done like what's that one episode of Voyager? It was like replicants of the whole Voyager crew, but since they weren't in that Y-class atmosphere, they all just started falling apart.
They all melted. That was so sad.
How was the effects of the makeup?
Yeah, it was all right, but it's Voyager.
Okay.
But there's also the episode...
hold on. quick question: is it practical makeup or a CGI effect?
Uh, you'd have to ask Jill on that one because they've seen it more recently than I have.
I'd have to say it was probably practical, given the time period when it
Good.
was made.
Will not give him credit.
Yeah, but
Go
there's
ahead.
also the remember me from TNG that there this guy reminds me of where everybody just started disappearing because what's her face was in that time bubble.
Oh, Beverly Crusher? You mean remember me when
I don't know if it,
Wesley
yeah,
Crusher's experiment went wrong and he trapped his mom and almost killed her?
Yeah, that was like the time bubble was
yeah.
collapsing bit by bit or something. Yeah, that was a good episode actually. I enjoyed that one. It was pretty freaky, I have to say.
It was weird. It was.
Yeah, it was
Eventually,
entertaining.
the whole universe was just the bridge of the Enterprise D.
Yeah, it was pretty scary actually.
Even
Yeah.
that collapsed. All right.
Correction,
Yeah,
Dr. Smith.
that
This
was some weird
simulated
stuff.
vehicle will never get off the ground.
That's right. So the Draconians can make a duplicate of the ship, but it's not quite right, and it will never fly.
Right.
Whatever happens to this Jupiter 2, we don't know.
We don't
It's like
know.
the real Jupiter too. As I said, it will obviously never fly. I found that kind of funny actually when the robot said that. I was kind of laughing. They're going, "Yeah, you got that right, robot." Sorry, Jill. I didn't mean to interrupt what you're
You
going to say.
didn't interrupt at all. I was just
Oh,
laughing.
okay.
You made a good point. It
Well,
was a good joke.
thanks. Yeah.
Needless
So now,
details.
what are
What?
they going to do at this point? Jeez, it's like, oh, they're in trouble.
Well, the robot knows how to get back to the ship. The only reason they accidentally came across the fake Jupiter is because of Dr. Smith leading
Okay.
the way.
Did this edit
Yes.
throw any of you guys off? Like, 1 second they're standing outside the fake, Jupiter 2, and the next second it's like a big happy family scene and they're all together again. Like, did I
Yeah.
miss something? I felt like I missed a lot in that one
Well,
edit.
yeah, they didn't show the rest of the journey. We just
Right.
assume it
Where
happened.
they went back, right where they left and went back to the main real Jupiter 2. We kind of missed that part.
But I thought, wouldn't they tell the Robinson family about what had happened in the cave?
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, this is screw it. They're not gonna believe us anyhow. So why bother even
But it
wasting our
was it
breath?
was almost like some kind of weird time jump of some kind that I found it didn't make sense, that
Well,
edit
it
for
was
me.
the same old trope of Smith saying, "No, don't tell anybody of what we saw in the cave." So
Right.
it was an old classic.
I would
Smith
think
Right.
Will the
making
robot
Will
would have
not say
mentioned it though,
anything.
right? Like,
Well, they
I
No,
could have
because
done.
Smith told him not to.
well, the robot might though, because he usually doesn't listen to Smith anymore. I
It
don't
would have
know.
been
I just
nice.
found it odd. I'm,
Right. It would have been nice if they could at least mentioned it, but by not doing so, it was jarring, and it turned out looks more like a plot hole.
yeah, it just felt really disjointed to me. Like that was probably my biggest nitpick of the entire episode was that edit, because it's just like we're in one reality 1 second, and the next second we're in a totally different reality, and I'm going, what did I miss something here? Like, I was trying to put the two together, right? And I just couldn't quite do that watching
Well,
it.
the robot said, I know the way back to Jupiter 2, so
Hmm.
we just have to assume the trip happened."
Oh yeah, yeah, I get that, Jill. But still, I was a little disconcerted. I guess I'll put it that way with that edit. Anyway, I'm being picky.
Mm.
Well, another thing that we don't find out is why the liftoff can only happen at this certain time, and if what about the orbit of this planet makes it so that this is the only time they can leave. we we're not given that explanation either.
That makes actually a lot of sense that it has something to do with the
Yeah,
planet. Yeah.
I agree. And I was thinking that while watching this, I was thinking they could easily talk about the orbit affecting liftoff because that's how it works in real life, kids. So that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
was
like that
also-
it's included. I just wanted a sentence about why.
Yes, yes.
I also wondered if it had something to do with the fuel, because I mean the fuel problem comes up in many episodes over season 2, right? That they got to get this fuel, they got to get the deuteronium or whatever, and I'm thinking, well, did they have to like balance the mixture of the fuel just to the perfect level where they have to take off within a certain number of minutes or it's going to fail? Like I was kind of just thinking that in my head, right? Like it wasn't really
Uh-huh.
explicit in the episode at all, but that's another possible explanation I came up with when watching it.
No, I bet you what they're going for is that it'd be like the perfect time to leave, bypass like asteroid fields, get a good slingshot around the sun or
Mm.
away from the sun. It could have been the perfect weather too. The way it sounds is that it's just is an orbital thing. The way they're talking, they have to leave at this time because like the orbit would be perfect for us to take off and leave. God,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're only going to go to Mars at certain times or certain times because it takes 5 months to get there. And if they
Right.
leave at the certain time, it's the shortest distance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought of the Mars thing too. Yeah,
Well,
that
that kind
could have
of
something to do.
our kind of space flight requires that kind of um, calculations because of the way that we propel our vehicles. But I thought the Jupiter 2 had its own thrusters and ability to change course, so wouldn't really matter.
Yeah, but changing course costs extra fuel.
But the Jupiter too should have light
It's
speed as well, right? So that's another variable that's not really, in the episode.
it should. It really should.
Because
I
I mean,
don't know.
seriously, I
It
mean, the
really
Jupiter
doesn't seem
too.
like there would be that much of a fuel consumption just to change direction. I don't know. Not when considering having to propel at light speed. That's going to be whole lot more fuel.
Mm. Oh, I love this scene. Has Smith not learned by now to put alien objects onto himself?
No,
I'm like,
Obviously not.
oh, here we go again, Dr. Smith.
much of
What could
season 2
possibly go
wouldn't
wrong?
happen
Yeah.
if he were careful.
Well, yeah, then we wouldn't have the fun, right? If he was careful, that would be boring.
Absolutely. Look at that tube behind him. Well, it's not a tube per se, but it's an old television, and they just painted the screen silver.
Oh, is that what that is?
It looks like one of those old
Yeah,
projector TVs that they used to have way back in the day.
you can't see it now, but yeah, that's it. And you could bet your bottom dollar that was expensive as heck. And heavy, heavy, heavy. I command you choose a wand, Dr. Smith.
He accidentally chooses the right one, I suppose.
It's amazing.
He chooses the song that is only played during historically significant events. Therefore, he must be the person they've been looking for to be their leader,
Eh,
the leader
Yes.
of the
I mean, yeah,
Draconians.
it's
Well,
totally
oh,
obvious, right? He would be.
well, that's so different when during that King of the Hill episode where the Dalai Lama at the time and Bobby just picked up one of the artifacts there and just started playing with it. And they chose him to be the reincarnated Dalai Lama because it's one item from the previous Dalai Lama or something. I don't know. That's
Right.
what this reminded me of.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like,
not.
if you're an advanced civilization, obviously you choose Smith to save your empire, right? Like, makes perfect sense to me.
You rely
Oh,
everything on him.
I see
Uh,
dumber choices for picks. So
I like that hat too. That's a great looking hat.
Changes color also for some reason.
Mm.
A diamond.
A diamond, yeah, a diamond instead of alcohol. And for some reason, that's the analogy that Mark
Right.
Cushman came up with.
Well, it is Smith's addiction, isn't it? Is greed, basically. Greed and power, and getting back to Earth is
Well,
his
okay,
other
because I can understand
other
how
one.
Smith would get drawn into it and how he would begin to change his words and his actions because of being connected to the machine. But how did it happen to the robot? He also talks different after
He
becoming
does
gold.
after the upgrade, I guess. A little, I guess
I
being
just don't.
now that Smith is his sugar daddy, you get a different outlook, huh?
I just don't get why the aliens painted him gold. I was just scratching my head, going, "Why is he gold?" And then I love this part coming up here when he tells Will what to call him from now on, which is hilarious.
I
Golden
do not
boy.
like grubby finger stings on my new suit of gold. Yeah, he wants to be called Golden Boy.
Golden Boy. I'm thinking, where did Peter Packer come up with Golden Boy? I was like, oh my.
I can almost picture without. I don't know if I've ever. Do you guys remember throughout us doing this series, have I ever showed any pictures of Peter Packer? I wonder because
No.
I have a image in my mind of how he probably looked and dressed, but that's just me. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait, you need a pitch? You want a picture of him?
I'll have to look at. No, not right now. This minute. I'll have to look it up anytime.
Do you
But
think he's
anyway,
dressed in silver and gold?
no, I think maybe a little eccentric. I don't mean just dressing in silver and gold. I mean just a little out
Oh,
of the
got you.
box.
Okay. That's possible.
Working at my home away from home, the one. And of course, once again, Smith has to embellish himself with all these riches and everything else, which I would find if I had some magic way to produce anything and everything I wanted to just be given to me. What he chose right there would be the last thing I would get. There's a lot of things I would rather have first. Well, I gotta get something to drink already. Be right back, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, and
Okay, Bob.
also he's changing biologically because he's tasting this food. This food does not taste like any kind of food a human would want. He's eating alien food and thinking it's normal.
Yeah, the apricots taste like putty, what Will says, right? So it goes back to the garden scene, does it not, though? When they had the purple, stuff in the garden, and Will was like, yuck, and Smith is like, oh, this tastes fine to me. So even then, he was starting to mutate, I'm guessing, right?
Yes, he's changing. I don't know his DNA or whatever, but they don't really say what.
Well, he
But
does become
that's
a different person at the end of the episode, doesn't he? Like, it's not Smith
also his
anymore.
brain. His brain is being inundated with all of this alien culture and knowledge. And I was surprised his brain is large enough to consume all of it.
Which I find amazing in itself. That is real science fiction. The Smith's brain could take on a whole alien culture and absorb it all like in a day. That is definitely
Hey,
sci-fi.
hey, look, it's Etsa Kim.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's Etsa Kim there.
so this is another great Peter Packer moment I found watching it. I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
thank you, Peter."
All right, let's catch up on chats. Where
Well,
we're
and his back doesn't hurt. Yes, good
Good
idea.
idea, girl. Good idea.
Edge of Time says, I used to have terrible amnesia. Edge of Time says, I used to have terrible amnesia. And Moria said, oh, Edge of Time. LOL.
Edge is on a roll tonight, I'd say.
Edge
Hello,
says,
Moira.
I don't remember asking.
There it is.
Uh,
Thank you for dropping the links.
Yeah, StreamYards there, or Streamel. Edge says, yep, I've forgotten this before. Well,
Hey, found him.
Kirby says, Moria, welcome. It's
Hello.
Smith looks a bit like Ming the Merciless there.
That he does.
Yeah. And welcome, Boomer, who says 3 pie.
Hello,
And he goes,
Boomer. Hello.
and he goes, hello. And he goes, here is a chat to road. And Scurvy's waving at Boomer. Everybody say hi here. All right, we're all caught up. Don't look at me. I didn't do that.
He does look a bit like Ming. A little bit.
With the late great Max von Sydow. Hard to believe that guy you just saw is the same one who played the Exorcist in the original Exorcist movie, but made almost 10 years later. So that's a testament to excellent practical makeup right there.
Yes.
Also a testament to great acting. Like, that's what I admire
Yes.
about actors like him. They could play 100 different roles and no two would be the same at all because they were so good at what they did.
Exactly.
He does do a good job of playing a different character here, and it making it clear that he's changed biologically with his change in taste and his back
And his
improving.
skin color, he's like gray or whatever.
And if we didn't know better,
Grayish purple.
right, and if we didn't know better, of course, we could have easily been tricked. Like when you're a little kid, you actually do. There is one point where you start to worry about, oh no, is Dr. Smith coming back? But of course, they're going to stretch that out to the last minute, the very last second.
Actually, I don't remember this watching it as a kid. I probably did, but it must have been really scary for some kids to think that Dr. Smith might be gone forever. You know,
It's not only the gone forever, but it's possession.
Yeah.
Well,
He's possessed by
really
some of
scary.
A PvP, or they could be like me and just hoping it happens.
Well, that comes when you get
that's
older.
true. Yeah, that's a
Oh,
little baby gorilla.
Yeah. So is our famous guy in one of these monster costumes or not identified, I guess?
I think those are suits. Are they moving around?
Yeah, they were walking around. Yeah.
So our robots acting out of character, not protecting Will and Dr. Smith for
He
fear
doesn't
that
want
he'll
to hurt his delicate skin.
his delicate
Right.
golden skin.
The ultimate insubordination of all people, the robot abandoning the Robinsons.
But I think he's just been reprogrammed by the Draconians.
And I
He's
think,
definitely altered.
yes, and I think even in this state, something could come along to a trigger to make him change his ways and change sides pretty quick, if I had to guess.
Well, you have to guess. Peter Packer makes you.
That's right.
I must say, I did find the shifting sides back and forth, going round and round. It got a little bit confusing after a while. Kinda. I mean, I did get it, but it still was like, okay, the robot's reprogrammed now. Okay, got it. Smith is kinda not totally gone yet, but he's kinda getting that way. And Will is like, well, I don't know what was going on with Will at some points.
He was just along for the ride until it was time to make his speech.
It's that speech at the end, isn't it? Yeah, that's true.
But he's not. Smith isn't totally gone yet, but he's gone enough that he won't go back to the ship.
all right.
Are we done with the script? I'm sorry, not the script, but the chat. Sorry, I'm in the book.
Yeah, we had a few more coming here. I thought we moved up to the show here, but Boober says, read this too. And Scooby says, me, I made a chat.
By
And
the way,
Scurvy says,
the voice of the computer. The voice of the computer was provided by Bob May.
okay. And then Scurvy wants to know where we can buy this back pain curing hat. You can order it on Temu for $26.99, but it does have a Chinese tracker in it.
Or you could get possessed by biological and technological aliens. And they'll change your DNA.
Yeah, that's your two choices, Scurvy. Either you can get your DNA rearranged there by aliens, or you can get a Chinese tracker for $26.99. All right, that's all the chat.
Either way, it sounds like you're
Yeah,
selling your
we're getting
soul.
we're getting a lot of blank spots. So okay, so warning. So
Mm-hmm. Mostly it's
you
because we've
know,
explained all the parts of the episode that are already happening right now. And
true.
the Jupiter 2 is going to blast off in 90 minutes.
The robot almost came to his senses, but unfortunately was disabled. And Will's trying to convince them to go back and get Dr. Smith, but they won't have any of it. They're insisting on staying there.
one
As a
one of the
matter of fact,
Oh,
Will,
one
no.
of the best lines of the series, I have to say here.
Right.
yeah. Hey, I vote for leaving behind.
So would Don.
Yeah, I thought Gorilla would like that line. Don't you care what happened to
Yeah,
Dr. Smith? As a matter of
Uh,
fact, well, no.
just
yeah.
for that, automatic A plus.
I was thinking Gorilla when Don said that. When I was thinking, oh yeah, that's Gorilla. That's right up Gorilla's alley. He's gonna love that line.
Yeah, that's why it's getting an A plus.
Actually, I'm surprised Don didn't move the countdown up like an hour and just say, "Oh, the heck with it all. I'm taking off," just to get rid of him. Oh well.
No, all you need to do is lock the door.
This episode also tries to get you to believe that Dr. Smith has a heart for his friends, that he actually is friends with the robot and Will. And so that's part of it.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that when Don says, frankly, no, that uh, Maureen would have spoken up. But, I bet you think she would have, but unless she didn't hear it, I don't know.
That's a
Or
good
maybe
point.
secretly she has the same thought.
Right. Yeah, maybe secretly she was turned around over in the other side of the room laughing as she inhales off her cigarette.
Right. She just says she has a heart for her children and
Right.
really.
Well, he's my chum, if you know what I mean.
Well, she was thinking of the children by leaving Dr. Smith behind because how much trouble has she gotten Will into? Or that he's gotten Will into?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Many times. So Dr. Smith is having second thoughts. And he's trying to convince the machine to let him go.
Well, he wants the
But
robot back too to talk to because he's his, chum, right? He says so. So he's
his
not totally
friend,
gone.
but the Draconians say that it's not right to be tied to personal relationships and be their leader. You can't do both.
There is a bit of truth in that. To be a leader, sometimes you gotta keep the personal relationships as very, very distant second kind of thing.
Well, yeah, if you're a leader, especially not a good guy. You're not only a leader, but they're not good guys. So if he was a leader that was a good guy, yeah, sure, he could still have his connections and his friends.
But now Smith is, I suppose 90% gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's pretty
he's
high up
really,
there.
really gone at this point. Yeah. He's flipped out. Another good line.
Yeah, Don's ready to give up.
That's definitely a 60s line of dialogue right there.
Don's acting like he's been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Oh, yeah, Don's loving this.
And you know what? But really, John doesn't really fight too much for Smith at all. He mostly is fighting for the robot.
The robot, right? Because he's looking at it like a piece of equipment.
Well, also, he knows he can program the robot and trust it, but Smith has proven maybe not so much.
Exactly.
And so there's one good line here. I am the master of this machine. And Don asks him, are you sure it isn't the master of you? And so maybe that's where Mark Cushman thinks of the alcoholism.
The alcohol,
I'm in
yeah.
control of the alcohol. Are you sure the alcohol isn't in control of you? I
Interesting.
kind of
Right, because
this analogy is growing on me.
Yeah, because that's one argument that all alcohol and drug addicts too. That's what they use for that matter. Saying, "Don't worry, I got it. I control it. It doesn't control me." Right. To whatever left is left, whatever little is left. In less than an hour, the Jupiter 2 is leaving. Farewell. I wish we could play the music during these reviews, darn it.
Yeah, no, the music is really good. It's done by Alexander Courage, I believe.
So
Yeah, I was watching this episode. Yeah, it really stood out.
It was an original score for this episode, then, was it, guys? Because I noticed right away the music seemed very different in some parts.
Yeah, it was nice. It was, I think it was some original score because you guys know how we always get, where they reuse, stock audio and music. But I think this was some original stuff written for this episode.
Yeah, because there were parts I did not recognize at all from any previous episode, so that was kind of a treat, actually. Probably one of the best things of the episode was the music.
Yep.
Well,
but of course, YouTube won't let us.
Well, we probably could a few seconds of it, but it's best to not worry about it.
Yes,
go watch, but it can encourage people to actually go watch the episode.
That is exactly right. Thank you, Jill. So there you go, everybody. You want to hear the magnificent, amazing soundtrack that we're talking about? You go check out this movie. While you're at it, check out the physical version, if you know what I mean. Don't even go for this over-the-air MeTV or streaming or any of that stuff. No. Try to get your hands on a DVD or a Blu-ray set. You will not regret it.
So the Draconian computer is congratulating Smith for overcoming his personal attachments, but he doesn't actually have that strong of a personal attachment to John and Don. He has emotional attachments to the robot and Will.
Yes, exactly. Enough, you guys. That's exactly it.
Maybe Maureen, but she didn't show up.
Maybe the Draconians aren't as smart as they were led to believe.
Well, yeah, their duplicate Jupiter 2 doesn't even work.
That's right.
Well, why put effort into making it work in one when it's just a prop for them?
Right.
Yeah, but...
Oh, I almost forgot. This whole episode. I almost totally forgot. Okay, go ahead. There's a certain prop. I'm wondering if you guys noticed, and I'm guessing no because nobody brought it up.
Are you talking about the one from the Ghost Planet?
No, just go ahead and just keep playing.
Okay, so Dr. Smith's alternate name now. He now that he's the great leader of the Draconians, his name is now Oniak.
How many names does he have in this episode?
2. Dr. Smith and Oniak.
Okay, I thought it was Dr. Smith and something else in the Oniak, but I could be wrong.
Missed the second one.
I'm probably incorrect. It's probably me. Thank you, though.
Okay, so they said that he had all the knowledge, but now he's getting more of the knowledge. I'm not sure. That's kind of unclear how the data transference is occurring.
Well,
But I guess it has to do with that skull cap.
it is. I think it's that device that he's sitting under, and the robot gets blown away. Chronometer. What about they hit the 12? Interesting.
And so John's given up, and they're gonna blast off without him, and the robot too, because the robot is now possessed by the Draconians, just like Smith.
So true. No more
Oh,
wasting any
they're not
time.
going. Yeah, and then the Smith and the robot get left behind, and the Robinsons make it to Alpha Centauri, finally completing their mission sent out for them by humanity.
The end.
No, that didn't happen.
No, unfortunately, it does not happen.
Although I would feel bad about the robot being left behind.
What do you think about what happens to some of the props? That's pretty much what happened. There. You guys see it? Right to the left.
What are we
On
looking at? Oh, the
on
red
Will
and
Robinson's
the
right.
okay.
On Will Robinson's right, sitting on top of that brown reddish table. It's a 3.5 foot actual filming model of the Jupiter 2. It's right there in plain sight.
Oh, actually, Gorilla did mention this, but he didn't
I see
didn't
it
know
now.
much
Yeah.
about it. Like he knew about it, but he didn't
Yeah,
kind of
because I spotted
elaborate.
it when I watched
Yeah.
it. I spotted it immediately and thinking, okay, I'm sure everybody's going to spot that when we cover it. And then lo and behold, nobody said anything. But if
I
we
know
need to,
Gorilla did. He got it.
Gorilla got
if
it,
He
we
but
just
do
I
didn't
was
know.
I was
He just
just
didn't know how to explain it to us.
I was just
how
focused
to
on Will's
articulate.
speech here.
Yeah,
So that's
well,
what I was paying attention to.
there's
I
got to
wasn't
be
really looking
there's
at
got,
the background.
there's got to be another slide after this one that shows it because I know we're getting close to the end, but we're not right at the end. But keep an eye out.
Huh.
That's the actual 3.5 foot filming prop, and it's rare seeing it on the show. Just like with TOS, when every now and then, rarely, we see one of the miniature Enterprise models pop up within the universe. If that makes any sense. I've been following, by the way. Have you guys been following what's going on with that TOS Enterprise model? How it was found in storage, and now it's going back and
Uh,
forth and to a museum and all this other good stuff.
oh, okay. Did is Rod Roddenberry sending it to a museum?
No, there's a battle going on right now. It's kind of in limbo.
Well, doesn't the Smithsonian have the
No,
like the big model? They used to.
they have the 11.5 foot model. So a lot of people are saying, well, are they going to get the 3.5 foot model? It's unlikely. It looks like when it comes down to it, which I hope, it looks like it's going to end up in another museum. I don't think it personally. I don't think Rod Roddenberry deserves it. I think he should stay far away from it. He is what he's done to Star Trek is so despicable that no.
Yeah, he's more like an absent-minded, just like, oh, just give me the money. I don't really care about the rest of it. Just
Well, I think
Exactly.
he,
find that.
I
Exactly.
think
He's
he's
literally in it just for the money.
I think he's destroyed his father's legacy. Personally, I have
He
no
has.
respect for the man at all.
Right. You better not get
He
his filthy
disgusts
hands
me.
on it. See,
Yeah.
that was a problem when they found it in the storage shed and they put it on eBay. And then the fans everybody spotted and said, wait a minute, what is this? Is this a real thing? The real actual made out of wooden model that was
Mm.
stolen from Gene Roddenberry. And then what happened was that's when Rod Roddenberry complained and said he wanted it back like a child.
Huh.
And he did get it for
And
shortly,
technically, it
short
is
amount of time.
his,
I
whether we
know,
like him or not.
I know. Yes, I agree. It's just a thought of all people getting it. It's like, oh well. Anyway, enough of that. So here we are, where Dr. Smith is changing his mind. Jupiter 2 are getting ready for liftoff. And this, we're not going to get another good look at that Jupiter 2 filming model. But it's basically a Jupiter 2 filming model with the face turned away from the camera. And by the way, as a reminder, everybody, this isn't a renowned show, so don't be disappointed when we get our special effects.
Got to get those explosions in. Man.
It's now approximately T minus 8. 8 what? 8 what?
They
Yeah, I
don't
know.
ever say, but then eventually they say minutes.
Yeah, exactly right. First
I was
it's
gonna
half
say
a
I didn't catch the minutes part, but it's like it seemed like I was going fast, too slow for seconds, but too fast for minutes.
They go
yes.
from
And
8 to
Gorilla,
6 almost instantly.
so Gorilla, it's true that you spotted the model of the Jupiter 2 on the set?
When someone told me about it, that I spotted
Oh,
something.
somebody told you about it? Well, I had my hopes up high for a moment there.
He collected the information and repeated it to us.
Yeah. And Dr. Smith starting to look like he regrets his decision.
Yeah, and realizes he's going to be without food and shelter. At least with the Draconians, he was a different. His DNA was different, but he had
Right.
plenty of food and he had comfort and he could create anything he wanted.
You know what I was
Yeah,
amazed at
nuts.
is how Smith could just shake off their influence so quickly and destroy them basically just because, Will gave him that little, heartwarming speech at the end, right? And it's like, wow, the whole Draconian Empire put their faith in Smith as their leader. And then he just says, oh, Will made a nice speech. I'm out of here. And everything blows up.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
whoa.
Yeah, exactly. PvP. The Draconian Empire dodged a bullet by losing Smith this early because it could have happened in a more serious time for their attempt to rebuild their civilization.
I wonder, was it just the local Draconians that got destroyed by Smith at the end, Jill? Or do you think it had ramifications through their empire?
I don't know if there were any left, or I don't know. I don't know. We
Yeah.
didn't see any other Draconians.
I know
We just
that was
saw.
another kind
It
of
would have
loose
been
end.
nice to have. It would have been nice to have one come on the trip,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of left up in the air, I suppose, when I think about it. Yeah.
but then of course Smith can't make it to the Jupiter too fast enough, so he has to piggyback ride the
I
robot. We
like
didn't really
I
mention
like
that.
it when he told the robot mush mush or whatever. That was pretty funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want to mention something. If you guys look on YouTube, I'll make this fast. The robot, the model, after Lost Space went out the air, it sat in the warehouse for a little bit, and then a low budget children's show in the
Hmm.
70s bought it. And they butchered it. They repainted it, changed the appearance, the whole front panel. Everything you see is brown. They made square, and they made it really ugly, and they made it look less primitive. I mean, more primitive, less sophisticated. I mean, horrible. But anyway, it was part of a Saturday morning lineup, Sid and Marty Krofft kind of thing, where you watch an hour long of the name of the show, and then there's one segment every week that's like 5 minutes long, and the robot with these 3 or 4 kids are trapped on this mysterious island with this evil doctor so and so, who's a
Hmm.
direct ripoff of Dr. Smith, of course. But anyway, what I thought was interesting is that one, they modified the base of it so that everybody could ride on it. So in that arena, and by the way, if you're looking for it, it doesn't take long to find it. You'll find it on YouTube. There's a few episodes. Just beware, it's really, really bad. But they remade the base of it. They added like a railing around it so that more people could stand on it. And you could carry them around. So there was many times in that show where 2 or 3 people would step on the robot and the robot would carry them around or help them. There was a little boy. Of course, you had a little boy who was friends with the robot. And very, very often the boy would hop on the robot. It wouldn't say Danger Boy Robinson, obviously, but some words along the same words. And the little boy would jump on it and they go rolling off. So I thought that was interesting because that came to mind because that's the first time within Lost in Space we've ever seen somebody use a robot as a carrier. So I just want to point that out.
Where was what was the name of that series that changed the robot?
I'll find it. Oh, by the way,
Be interested.
while I look it up, which won't take a moment, it'll just take a moment here. And then what happened was, obviously, that show didn't even last a season because, of course, it was absolute trash. But what happened was the robot went back into storage. It just sat there until somebody said, "Where's that robot from Lost in Space? Let's display it at conventions like Robbie the Robot and some other famous ones." So the guy that went and found it and discovered how horrible they had treated it, fortunately restored it back to its original version.
Hmm.
But you guys talk. Give me a minute to look it up.
Okay. Oh, but also look, I also found the model of the Jupiter too.
There it is.
In this
Thank you.
slide.
Look at
There
that.
it
That's
is.
what I meant. Right in plain sight.
Yeah, wow. I don't know how I missed that when I watched this today. I must have been looking at the big eyeball or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you're
missed that.
distracted because you're looking around. But yeah, that
Wow.
recently also sold at auction for a very large amount of money. It was actually a hero version, and the lights actually did work. The lights actually did rotate on it.
Cool.
And a lot of the special effects, the scenes, in fact, almost if we're seeing any scenes with the Jupiter 2 flying through space, that's what we're looking at. The aluminum foil balls hitting off of it, all that stuff. That was that model.
Wow, that's so cool. Well, I bet it got a big amount of money too. I would bet.
For what?
Collectibles are very hot market these days.
Yes.
I mean, even
Yeah.
if you buy like a model kit mass produced of the Jupiter 2, you're looking at some decent money to buy one.
Yeah.
Maybe not 100, but you're heading up towards that direction, right? Just for just a model kit of it.
Yeah. And talk about a hot market there. Scurvy here says, I'd rather the latter than get anything from Timu.
Oh, that's a Chinese company.
Yeah, I know. That's why I made the joke. And Edge of Time says, you don't know me. Is it still steaming? I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Oh, possibly the Draconians equipment because of they steam every once in a while and then they explode because of the pyrotechnics on the show.
That's pyrotechnics. Enjoy.
Yeah. And Scurvy says, are these aliens from the star in the Draconius constellation? Or Draco constellation means?
Ooh, good guess.
Well,
They didn't say.
we'd have to ask Peter Packer, but that's probably not going to be anything that can happen now. So,
Hey, come on, PvP. I got a Ouija board in the closet.
Oh,
go
jeez.
drag it out.
Here we go. Here we go.
Edge of Time says, what about the alleged rug? I don't know.
Am I missing something?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
What
I
about the rug?
don't remember a rug. Though actually, that does bring William Shatner to mind. Actually, because people always
Actually,
say he has a rug. And guess what?
possibly Gorilla's rug. He's got a rug on in his picture.
William Shatner tweeted on Twitter today, wishing all us Canadians a happy Canada Day, because he still does have Canadian citizenship. So I thought that was awesome.
Right, he has.
Awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, he does have dual
Yeah.
citizenship.
Yeah, he never gave up his
No.
citizenship here, so I thought that's pretty classy of him to say Happy Canada Day on his Twitter. Just thought I'd mention it. What the heck? Oh, Smith's treating the kids to a wholesome introduction to gambling.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah. But at the time he says, phone the fashion police. And Scotty, for some reason, said Clem Fandango.
That was because nobody was talking for a little while earlier. Because
guess-
the episode kind of started dragging.
Oh. And Scotty says, are we still lost in space? Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Well,
Yeah.
if the stream's still running, we probably are, Scotty.
And it says,
Yeah,
hit
hit that thumbs button there.
the thumbs butter, share, like, and
up.
subscribe.
Gee, we got 0 on the thumbs up. What's going on here, guys? Come on.
Yeah, everybody.
I liked
nobody
it.
likes. Nobody likes the stream.
What? I hit the thumb.
Oh, well, maybe it's no. It seems to be current on YouTube. I'm looking here because
Oh well, I'm
they're
sorry to hear
gambling.
that.
Yeah, hey, you got to actually exit out and come back in for the update.
I probably need to refresh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It has
Every
11.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go. That's nice.
Well, thank you, Jill. That sounds more appropriate.
All right. Edge of Time says, I'd rather have the lather in front of me than to have to have a frontal lobotomy, says Edge of Time.
What did you say that again?
I'd rather have the lather in front of me than to have
Leather?
a frontal lobotomy. Yeah, LATHER.
Oh, okay.
And then Sky says, I saw the full series for $60 Canadian DVD. All right, guys, for $2 American, you guys can get the full series. He didn't buy it.
Well, the exchange
You didn't
rate's not
buy
really
it?
that great. But
No.
I'd like to get the Blu-ray. I've already got all the DVDs, but I want to get the Blu-ray because it seems that's probably the best.
You're
Blu-ray.
not you're not too far off. It's 43 American.
That's a lot cheaper. Boy, I remember buying it like 20 years ago when they first came out, and it was a lot more than that. Sad to say.
Hey, then you
I paid
should have
it.
waited 20 years.
No, I wanted
waited
to
20 years.
rewatch. I wanted to rewatch them 20 years ago, so I got season 1, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was like, well, people can wait, but I want to see it now. So, because that was the only way I could watch it back then. Dr. Smith,
yeah.
once again,
Yeah,
is
Edge
going
says,
on a
does that
ride.
increase? Yeah. Edge says, does that increase the value of your collection?
If it wasn't mass produced, maybe, but I think generally mass produced items generally lose their value over time, most of the time.
All right, Scrooge says, apparently huge eyebrows are part of the transformation.
Yes.
Oh man.
Sony done this thing around.
You okay there,
Sony
Reg?
done.
I'm starting to wonder
I
what
think
Edge-
he's trying to say they don't make DVDs anymore. I'm guessing.
I think
Sony
physical
done
media is-
disking around, yeah.
I think physical media is going to be around for a while. It's like people said, "Oh, sell your vinyl records because they're gone," and now they're worth more than ever. I wish I hadn't listened because I sold about 1,000 of them in my collection. I regret it. I regret it to this day because man, they'd be worth a lot more money now when I sold them. Oh well, live and learn. And now they're back. Now people are buying vinyl again, right? So go figure.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl.
Edge of Time says subscribe. Oh, and let them eat coasters.
Okay. Oh,
And
man.
let's see. So subscribe. Subscription model BB.
Hmm.
And Scotty's saying mush. Then he goes, I love hearing you guys talk about the show. That being said, there's not enough substances in the world to make me watch. Do they ever get home?
Yeah. Sometimes, one time Will got home, but then he got sent back.
They're,
'Cause
they
he had to take a very special substance back to not that kind of substance.
Oh,
yeah,
thank goodness for
well,
that. Wow.
they were on their way home. And they were getting to Earth and they scanned the Earth there. They saw that people were eating Tide Pods, so they figured to turn that
Oh,
ship
no.
around.
Oh, no.
But I love that you love this.
Well, the thing is, Scotty, I don't know if you've ever watched any episodes, but there are a lot of good ones. I mean, you have to just pick and choose because that's the kind of series it
Scotty
is,
never
right?
saw the black and white one.
Well, those are some of the best. I could recommend, but I won't do it here because we want to get this wrapped up, as we say at times.
Of
But
course.
but yeah, it's worth checking out, Scotty. I mean, I think you might actually enjoy some episodes of Lost in Space. There's some good ones.
Okay, now I want to share this with everybody. This is a robot in its short role not long after Lost. It's actually 1980 to be exact. So over 10 years after Lost in Space went off the air. So let's see if I can share the screen and not screw it up without any kind of copyright infringements. And the quality is very low as to be expected, so don't be surprised. Of course. There we go. I don't know if it's necessary to play sound or not. If you guys even get sound, oh, there it is. I'm going to turn it down kind of low. We don't need a lot of it. Can you guys see it? The black and white image with the guy's face?
It says Mystery
Yeah.
Island 1980, if that's the one you're thinking of there, Pop.
Sue Corwin, computer expert, and her brother Sandy. To force them down, Dr. Strange uses his projector beam ray.
Sorry, I don't want to get copyright stricken.
Dr. Strange offers our trapped trio freedom if they surrender Pops. They refuse. He then orders his men to capture Pops. Can our trio escape from the perils that surround them on Mystery Island?
Okay, did you guys see the robot?
Not really.
You
I
didn't
must
see
have
it, I
missed
just did.
I guess I
Hello?
missed it.
I saw
Jill,
it. I
Jill,
saw
are
it,
you
but
there?
I did see it. I did see it, but it wasn't very clear. So I'm gonna show this picture.
If not, I
yeah.
can find some more. Go ahead, Jill.
I'm gonna find a better one. Oh, maybe this one.
Oh, that's the robot? Wow, no, I never would have guessed. Wow. That's probably why I didn't recognize it because it looks so different. Yikes. Jeez, they really messed it up, didn't they?
Yeah.
And see, that's,
Okay,
and they're,
kinda.
and they're writing on it, as you notice.
Well, I get
Notice
the
it was-
feeling they were going for a 1930s serial kind of feeling.
Yeah,
with
they
this
used it like
show.
an ATV. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Especially the little kid on the right with the really nice short shorts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God. Well, I recognize the robot now. There's definitely parts of him still intact, but that head thing they put on him is pretty awful.
And the faceplate. Look at the faceplate.
Yeah, I don't even know why they had to modify him because, that's
Yeah, at
weird.
that point, why not just build your own robot?
Or just not reuse him the way he was, complete. Like, nobody in the 1980s probably going to remember Lost in Space at that point anyway, because we didn't have all the reruns and, videotapes and stuff. That was only just starting to become a thing
Yes.
back then.
That could have been a kind of a funny thing. The Robinsons didn't need me anymore, so I moved on.
Oh, that would have been
Right.
great.
Here.
If he'd gone danger, danger, that would have been classic. Like that
So
probably would have
they,
made the show much more enjoyable.
so they found him in the unemployment line, right?
That's a fan video that needs to be made. The robot in the unemployment line. Oh, that would be so good.
And here's a better
Yeah.
view of the face. Look at the front face
Oh.
plate now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey, I want to say welcome to Tilden. Tilden Anthony.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Good to see you there.
That looks like a really bad ATM machine or something to me. Like
It does. It looks like
horrible.
and it was stupid. Is they took that magnificent original design, and which was very expensive to build at the time. It was one of the most expensive television robots to ever make, and they actually made it look cheaper. They invest money in it to make it look cheaper. I still can't believe it. But now you
Yeah, it
guys
makes
see,
no
it's not
sense.
my imagination. I wasn't imagining things. It really did
No,
exist.
it's obvious that it was the Lost in Space robot. You know.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's terrible. The CD days. There's a Trek World. Trek World, I recommend. It's a great YouTuber, and he shows some of the odd shows and movies that the robot would pick up, would show up on every now and then. Like the Jupiter 2, they remodeled that a few times. It became like parts of city landscapes and stuff like that. But anyway, now's the time to get back on focus for us to give our reviews and tell us about our channels. And I usually go clockwise for this, so if I may ask Gorilla first,
Can
we'll see
we
you.
catch up?
Yes,
Before we
good,
do
yeah.
reviews, can we catch up on these chats here? We got quite a bit of them.
Thank you, Gorilla. Yes.
All right, so Sky says your commentary is better than the show for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very kind.
Then PvP says this. You mentioned this. You read this one.
Okie doke. Do not look directly at the big eyeball, says Scotty.
Yep. And Scurvy says aluminum canary. He usually employs conscience in his insults.
Consonants? Consonants.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Sean says Scotty missed my hail earlier, so hi Scotty. No, Sean, you're supposed to be chucking that hail at him. That'd be the only one that could even really do that to would be what's the blonde haired gal that we
Judy?
never get
Judy.
lines.
Oh, wait
Or
till you guys.
Judy.
You guys haven't seen Penny in season 3 yet, so just saying. She was probably like 15 or 16 by that point. She was starting to look pretty nice, you know.
Is it gonna end? Is it gonna end me up on a list there, PvP?
Well, I'm not going to say anymore, but
Okay.
I'm just saying they couldn't do that in Family Hour anyway. It was never obvious, you know.
Yeah. Well, Sky says, love your astromestics there, Sean. He goes, watch Free Enterprise. So, yeah, Free Enterprise, that was a documentary, was it?
That's the one that Shatner was in.
It's very good.
I've seen it, but when I saw it, I really enjoyed it. But now, as you guys know, with the history of who made the movie, no thanks, I couldn't sit through it again.
Okay.
I still really love that movie.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I used to sub to his channel, but I don't sub to it anymore. So I know what you're saying, Pop.
I moved on
only
with
got
my
out
life.
for a little while.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, so...
That's
Well,
okay.
I resubscribed.
Yeah,
I like him.
Next chat.
Yeah, let's
But
just
Scurvy
keep the
says,
chat then.
yeah, Scurvy says, there are 11 likes.
Well, I'm glad I woke
Thank
people
you.
up then. Keep putting those likes up there, guys.
Very cool. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, maybe consider sharing my channel out and hitting the sub. Let everyone know. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, if you're listening, subscribe. Thank you.
All right, and Edge of Time says, Pigs in space. Then Sean says, thank you, Scotty. Edge of Time says, Sony done with Blu-ray and disc. Did that message not go through? Bad context, chat fail.
And
Yeah, so
that's gonna make the disc even more valuable because I think a lot of people are still collecting, hard media like that, and prices are gonna rise. You mark my words, and wait a year from now, I bet prices on some stuff's gonna go up. That's my prediction anyway. At least on the popular movies, when they get hard to find, in real,
Yeah.
hard copies, the price will go up. You watch.
Yep.
uh,
Next.
and Tilden says, good day to you.
Likewise, right
Tilden.
back at you. Good day.
And Edge of Time says, he would. Then Scotty says, greetings and salutations.
Felicitations.
As the squire retired would say.
Can you guys show some Canadian content?
Hey, I'm Canadian content. Come on, give me a break here, Scotty.
Hey, I
Jeez.
do want to watch
Oh.
Stargate if you ever want to get around to that.
Oh, I would love to watch. I want to. If you ever want to watch Atlantis, Stargate Atlantis, Jill, I would be there all day because that show is awesome.
But I love SG1 too, so I'd have to start there.
Oh, we can start with SG1 if you want, but we're still got to do Avengers, right? Eventually, someday.
Oh, that.
Edge of Time says,
That's a
Canadian.
different thing.
All right.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand your comment, I guess.
All right. Edge of Time says, Canadian brunch rules up in here. Okay. Then Timothy says, hello and thanks for the acceptance. Not a problem. Everybody's
Hey.
welcome.
Oh, no.
Hey,
Glad to have you
Of
here.
course.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. And apparently, Scotty has lost his mind. It says Isaac is his favorite android.
But
Come
Isaac
on.
is a robot.
You take Isaac over Data?
Yeah, no, right? Well, yeah, Data is my favorite android.
Come on,
Also.
Scotty. Data's programmed in multiple techniques, as we found out in the Naked Now. Or no.
And it's
yeah.
very clear Isaac is not.
Yeah. Yeah, I give this
not until wait a minute. That stuff does until he's on unless he's on in the environmental simulator.
Okay.
Then he's fully functional, but only he has to have that kind of technological assistance.
Yeah. And this makes absolutely no sense. It says I give this episode 12 out of apples. Okay. Ed says Randy's role in the Sandys. And Chris Hansen has entered the chat, says Sean. I don't know. I haven't seen Chris. I don't know who Chris. I haven't seen a Chris Hansen.
He's
Chris Hansen,
the
there's a TV show to catch a predator.
yes. He says take a seat right over there.
Oh God.
PvP.
Take a seat right over there.
And Scurvy says 16 likes now. Sweet.
Oh, very cool.
All right, it says I'm not your typical orange juice enjoyer. Says Edge of Time. Then, we got some kind of thing here from Edge of Time.
Looks like a zombie.
It's a green.
It's Tindy from Lord Dex. And it goes, and this guy says hashtag Praxis. I think what this guy means is he wants John Candy Marathon.
Well, if I was doing a comedy channel, sure.
Scotty says, I take Isaac over Data. This was my chat there, Scotty. You have gotten put in time out for that one. Alrighty, strange urge for a Jello pudding pop and some tater skins.
That's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, and
Interesting combo.
I have the chat logs right here. It says, it's Groovy. All right, we're
Cool.
all caught up.
All right, so Gorilla, what's your review of this episode, and what do you say about your channel?
Pretty good episode. They didn't try to overdo the comedy like they have in the last few episodes. There, even though we got the, even though we didn't, I don't know why they called it a cave full of wizards when there's no wizards. But
No,
That's a good point, actually.
We almost had that last week without Lewis.
yeah, but I like that we finally had something like with the, like Dr. Smith's DNA was actually getting changed, you know, and they've actually started using that in other stories and stuff. Perfect example, Ensign Kim got his DNA changed in one of the episodes of Voyager. And it actually transformed
yeah,
him.
he was glowing.
Yeah. And it actually transformed him into something that Dr. Smith into something that looks other than another human. I was getting tired of just seeing human looking aliens. It's
Yeah, but he
You
was
know.
glowing.
so we got animals that
It
glow
is
here.
something.
I'm looking at fireflies out here, right out my window. But no, it's actually pretty entertaining. I wasn't bored, you know, and then had some nice props and stuff in it. I'm gonna give this, compared to the last few episodes we watched, this is gonna be very out of character and generous to me, but an A+.
Very cool.
Wow. That's a
And
high
what say you
rating.
about your channel, Gorilla?
Well, let's see. We got Justified on Wednesdays there. Then when my co-host is going on vacation, so I gotta make sure he gets he gets some extra attention from TSA there. But but anyhow, so we'll have Justified. Then when he's on vacation, I might just do an open panel or something on Wednesdays, or I haven't figured it out yet. But then
Okay.
there won't be a Thursday Thursday night at the movies because it's 4th of July. I got a lot of stuff going on that day, and if I'm not driving, I'll be drinking. So
As long as it's not both.
nope, I will not drink and drive, especially if I have my kids. But Marissa might drive, so if Marissa drives, then I'll drink. I'll bring a beer to start and just carry the case around the park.
Okay.
Because we don't have those drunken public, or they don't enforce the drunken public laws up here.
You don't have Karens?
What?
You don't have Karens?
Hey, I got a middle finger.
Oh,
There you
boy.
go. Universal language.
Yeah. No, they won't. They don't enforce the drunken public laws unless you're causing a problem. If you're just sitting there drinking and
Okay.
having a good old time, they don't care. But if you're going to start getting in people's faces or starting fights and all that, then it's just an extra charge they can slap on you.
Right. And every video on YouTube I see when they get busted, it always starts with, well, yeah, officer, I'm just drinking a beer. I wasn't bothering anybody. And then Karen says, yeah, but they opened up that beer in front of my children. We were over there not more than 300 feet away, and my daughter saw that. And you're off to jail.
Oh, I got things I could talk about in front of children of what's going on lately this week, but it's not G-rated, so I won't mention it on the stream.
Oh, there's some
appreciate
comments
that.
hey, if she wants to throw those accusations about, I can just start throwing them back too. Random
know,
accusations back too.
Yeah, the cops won't. You know how the
But-
cops are.
Yeah,
So,
but, you know. Yeah,
So,
PvP,
PvP
no Waltons this week.
No Waltons? Okay, thanks for letting
So
me know
that-
in advance. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some kind of stream, but we're not gonna be doing the Waltons because our co-host is gone.
Oh,
You know,
Trump's away for a while?
yeah, he's gonna be gone for about a week and a half.
Oh, okay.
So then,
hopefully you'll be okay. Hopefully it's nothing bad.
no, he's going somewhere across the ocean. Not
Oh,
exactly
okay.
sure where.
Oh, he's taking a holiday or something then. Well, that's cool. You know.
Yeah, so the DS9, I won't be around for DS9. Then for Sunday Cinema, we'll find something for that.
Weren't you going to do that? Did you do the
Starship.
Starship Troopers
No,
yet?
we're
Or
not. We haven't started that yet.
mm.
Because
'Cause
Frank that.
yeah, I'm going to take a pass because I saw that not too many months back. So
Yeah. Well,
you know.
yesterday I was on a date and I lost track of time. So
Well, did the yeah you were away. Yeah, that's right.
so
Oh man, everybody's been going away lately. I'm losing track of who's away, who's doing this, who's doing that.
yeah. But
Yeah,
anyhow, I'm done.
that time of
I'm done
year.
rambling.
Your turn,
I'm done rambling.
PvP.
Okay, Pop. Well, nothing much going on my channel. Haven't been too ambitious that way lately. I haven't uploaded anything new or put any new playlists together. So, um, gosh, let me think here. Yeah, I can't think of anything much to talk about. Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank. So yeah, there's nothing much going on my
That's
channel,
fine.
and I guess I really don't have much to. Oh, I was going to give my rating of the episode. Duh. Okay, before I totally forget, I thought this one was decent. I didn't mind it. Like it's better than some of the recent episodes. I thought Peter Packer. I always have issues with his plot holes because there were definitely plot holes in this one once again and stuff that I wasn't sure what was going on because it was never actually explained in any interesting major way. So I thought it was nice. So Jonathan Harris got to do a little bit of acting, out of character, which was good, of course. The robot being Golden Boy, that was pretty funny. So I enjoyed that weird stuff. Nice to see the tinfoil, the silver spacesuits again from season one. That was a big bonus. Though I wish they had actually taken off, but oh well. Um, I thought it was a decent episode, but it's not a favorite. So I ended up giving it like a C, uh, which I hope's not being too harsh, but yeah, it was okay, but it didn't really float my boat, so to speak. So that's about it, I guess, actually, Pop. Yeah, I give it a C.
Okay, very cool. How about you, Jill? What do you think about this episode, and what's in you about your channel?
So, yes, I do understand there were a lot of points in this episode where you have to fill in the blanks in terms of what happened to the duplicate Jupiter 2. Did it just vanish? I don't know. I guess everything else seemed to just poof. So maybe that happened
Yeah,
to that. And
that's a good explanation.
I don't know. But it was still a really interesting, creative kind of idea. And it would had some character building moments showing how the Robinsons care about life, even one that has given them so much grief, so they come back for Dr. Smith, or else they just stop for the robot because everybody loves robot B9. So either way, I liked Harris as the godlike machine Oniak and his humanity somehow making it through at the end to help him be released from the machine. Kind of, but it came off across more like a kid trying to get off of a roller coaster.
True.
But Smith has taught a lesson about the dangers of accepting wealth and power, but I don't mind that he'll soon forget all about it. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the dialogue. I enjoyed the Draconians, how they were portrayed to pass along more knowledge more than anything else. And they're trying to rebuild their culture and get a leader. But why do they always go to this planet? All the aliens seem to come to this planet to find their leader, or to the Robinsons.
Right, this is where it's all happening.
Because it's kind of reminds me of that other episode where Smith was going to be king. I think that was the end of season, or I don't remember what it was. What episode
King
that was?
Smith.
He had a crown.
Oh, yes, the crown that appeared that he couldn't get off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in this case, he couldn't take off the cap either.
Exactly.
But at least the aliens, I do like episodes where aliens aren't evil. They're just kind of trying to rebuild their civilization. It's just they just chose the wrong vessel to overtake, inhabit, and infuse with their memories. Actually, it kind of makes me think of the Borg a little bit. Yep. With the way that with the way that they. Oh no! Oh no! My phone's going off.
Okay, go
Uh-oh.
for it.
Okay,
Now,
hold
for
on.
me,
Okay, I
go
hung it
ahead.
up. I hung up my phone. I'll put it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I run out of time?
No, you didn't. Go
Do you
ahead.
have a rating? Do you have
Finish
a
your.
rating?
Dr. Smith is dramatic, but when his life's on the line, he just wouldn't, Okay, so this is I give it a B plus, and it's because I didn't like the end. I didn't like the way they ended it. Dr. Smith is dramatic, and he does get tired, and he does sit down and stuff. But when his life's on the line, when like he even says, "I'm going to be without shelter, I'm going to be without food," he wouldn't just sit down and give up when he knows he's going to be stranded with the robot. He would have gotten back up on the robot's back because the one person that Dr. Smith cares about more than anyone else is Dr. Smith. So, but besides that, I give it a B plus, and so it almost gets up to an A minus for me because I did enjoy the creativity of it. I did like that it was less goofy, except for the part where the robot throws a rock at Dr. Smith, and there's kind of like a a clanging sound, like Dr. Smith's brain is empty or something. I don't know what,
Yes.
what that was about.
That was the best part.
Hey, that's how it
Uh,
got up to a C for me, Jill.
yeah.
I'm
So
just joking.
So yeah, no, then that's my review. And as for my channel, I've got For All Mankind tomorrow. So as soon as I leave here, I'm gonna go
Yay.
watch that,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna prepare a review for that. That's gonna be fun. Then more fun on Friday. I'm going to review A Boy and His Dog, which became the inspiration for the Fallout series video games. And that's what's coming up for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jill. I appreciate it. Magnificent review. And once again, thank you for doing such a great job on the slides. Could not have done it without
You're
you.
welcome.
And hopefully I can stop by tomorrow at a minimum and say hello in the chat. I know I've got a doctor or two coming, but I'm not sure exactly when. Though they do basically, they call me and let me know when they're going to be dropping in. And I know that one or two are coming in. I'm just not sure what time just yet. But I'll at least say hi at some point from the chat. And
That'll
I
be
wanted
great
to
to
say,
see you.
and I miss being on there on your stream. That is, it's a blast.
Mm.
And I want to say, I give this episode. I'll give it a B plus. Yes, it had all the plot holes that everybody said. The aforementioned things that weren't mentioned. But yes, I enjoyed the little bit of division between Dr. Smith and Will and the robot, the separation anxiety. And like you guys, I wasn't expecting the analogy to an alcoholic. And that boosted it for me. That helped make it better because I've known drug addicts and alcoholics in my life both. And I've heard people that go through life destroying it. Oh, I'm just fine. Well, telling me I'm just fine. I'm fine. I got to hold this. Well, everybody around them sacrifices. So that was a good point. That made the episode all the better. Um, and of course, the robot did a magnificent job, and will continue to do a more magnificent job as we get closer to the end of this season and on into the third season. As you guys know, it's no secret I'm a big fan of the robot, and I know that we've got a lot of great stuff coming up in store for the robot. And I'm excited to see all that. So with that being said, um, I have tomorrow horror sci-fi stream. We'll be showing the movie Splinter. If you're able to get a chance, please join us. There's a link in my community tab on my YouTube channel where you can watch the movie for free, and then join us as we review it tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then Wednesday, we're gonna have two more episodes of the final season of Gilligan's Island. Now, if I'm right, we're getting close, very close to the end, aren't we, Gorilla?
Last of the episodes tomorrow.
Last of the episodes, yes. Which afterwards we'll be following them up with the rescue from Gilligan's Island movies. Can't watch Gilligan's Island without watching them being rescued, obviously. And then next
Playing with the
Saturday,
Harlem Globetrotters.
yes, they will get around to playing with. Who thought of that? Oh goodness! But we will get around to also playing various interviews, behind the scenes stories of the cast, and things like that before we end that stream. I don't know if I'm going to follow up Night Gallery with any. Sorry, I had been speaking in the past about after finishing Gilligan's Island, following it up with Night Gallery. I don't know if that's still going to happen. I think I lost a co-host, so things like that happen. And I don't know if I have the strength, energy, and everything to do it all on my own. So I may not be necessarily doing, which is sad because
Well, I
now
can be there.
Night Gallery is
I can
never
be a
seen
night
it
gallery.
before.
I've never seen it before though, but I can
Well,
find. I can try to find it.
do me a favor. It's on YouTube. Watch a couple episodes first.
Okay.
But and of course it depends on how long I'm around. I'm hoping that I'm doing my best to stick around as long as possible, but you never know. I'm glad I'm making it to the end of Gilligan's Island. That's the way I look at it. My next goal, obviously, is make it all the way to the end of season 3 of Lost in Space. And I believe that's it on my channel. Yes, PvP.
No, I was just going to say, Pop, if you wanted me to co-host Night Gallery, I'd be happy to help you out with that because I really do love that show a lot. So, if you want, I mean, if Girl is not into it, whatever happens, eventually. But I would definitely be into doing, co-hosting the Night Gallery Wednesday streams because I should be able to do that.
I know. I'm kind of.
If you decide to do it, whatever works.
Yeah, well, I'm brokenhearted. I really had somebody in mind as a co-host. Somebody that would be
Oh,
really
I
good.
see.
And I
Hmm.
don't know. It's too bad. I guess I'm not going to have that person. But because it was somebody that was really knowledgeable, and
Oh, okay.
it would have been quite a pleasure to have them on there.
Hmm.
There's a lot of experience behind the scenes info and all about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Okay, but enough of that. Enough of all that misery. Okay, so is there anything you want to add? I believe now we're at the point. Oh yeah, I got to show the chat, the poll. I hope everybody
Um.
voted.
Yeah. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna catch up on all these chats. Where did I leave
Thank
off
you.
at? And Ed says, "Are we using parliamentary procedures?" I have no idea what that means.
Elaborate. Please elaborate.
I'm not familiar with the parliamentary system even.
Well, that's what we have in Canada, but I'm not sure what Edge is referring to in particular, so I'm a bit confused, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Edge of Time says, "I miss Gator Gum by Gatorade.
Hmm.
Never even heard of it."
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, I'm not
And
sure.
apparently,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, apparently Scott wants a She-Hulk figure.
Well, they're probably out there available, I'm sure.
Yeah, he needs toy money apparently. He says, "Shameless rebut."
You are shameless.
And we got a bot in Twitch.
Uh-oh.
How long
Shame
have
when
they
you
been
bought
on
it,
this
Twitch.
planet? Yeah, he says, "How long have they been on this planet?" Jill, how long do you suppose it's been?
Jill's away.
Who? I'm confused.
He's asked how long they've been on this planet.
Well, they've been
Who?
on it for season 2, haven't they? Basically.
Oh, you're talking about Lost in Space and
That's what I'm
Robinson?
guessing. That's what I'm
Yeah.
guessing, yeah.
They're usually about a year. They usually
Okay.
a year per season, kind of like Gilligan's Island.
All
Go
right.
ahead. Any more chat?
Sky says I give this episode a 4 out of Q. Okay. I haven't seen Stone Racket in a while. Yeah, he has been a while. And he says, don't mention it. It's nothing really, says Edge of Time. And Edge says, did not. All right. Pop, that's all the chats.
And now here we are displaying the poll. Looks like we got 12 votes. Thank you everybody for voting and going out of your way to do that. I appreciate it very much so. And the question was, which grade would you give this episode? And it looks like 66% gave it A plus to A minus, 16% B plus to B minus, 16% C plus to C minus. All right, nobody gave it a D plus to F minus. That's magnificent. Great turnout. Thank you.
Oh, did I forget to vote?
Thank you guys. I don't know. Thank you guys, everybody. I appreciate it. All right, is there anything any of you want to add? Because I'm going to be closing this out. Is there anything you guys want to add before we do?
I just want to add, is there next week's video clip, Pop?
Yes, I'm getting ready to show that right now.
Yeah. Well,
But
thanks for having me out, Pop.
Yeah, thanks, Pop.
Oh, no, and thank you for helping me with the chat tonight, Gorilla. You're a lifesaver.
Yeah,
Yes.
problem.
Right. I'm going to be closing it up with a teaser from next week's episode. So be there, be square, I guess you could say.
Good night.
Let's see if it'll play.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Good night, Jill. Let's hope this thing does play.
Scotty is eating a lemon meringue pie.
My favorite. All right, let me try this again. It's a little slow, guys. Oh, yeah, and by the way, quick reminder, don't forget to be there at Jill's channel tomorrow morning. And that'll be what, 12, Jill? Central Time?
Yes, it'll be 12 Central Time. Gonna see what this alternate universe NASA's up to.
Okay. All right. So here's a preview for next week, guys. I will see you there. Or not. Well, maybe not, I guess.
Was it not playing?
Let me first stop and start. You guys can see it, right? Where it says lost in space?
Yep, Starfield.
Right, but nothing's moving, of course.
No.
Well, no. I'm sorry. I apologize. Can't say I didn't try, but even you guys know me know that my internet sucks here at home. All right. So I'm just going to end it on a regular stream and say goodnight, everybody. Drive safe. Stay warm. Try not to stay too late. Try to be on time for work tomorrow. And peace.